What's up, everybody? Welcome to Medium Rare and Based, a Burger Wolf podcast. This is Peter McGuire, your host. Just a quick announcement. I have a show with my band Thrift Store Troubadours this Saturday, September 1st at the Britisher with Matthew from the Colonies and Made in Ireland. And if you want to see more tour dates, you can check our website, thriftstoretroubadours.com. Today, episode 4, we have Marshall Demowski from the Reverend Red. And yeah, we had a good talk. Check it out.
This looks familiar.
Yeah.
Glad you got to use it, man.
Yeah, it's working out real well.
It's cool. Yeah.
So if you want to introduce yourself.
Cool. Marshall Demowski or Marshall Red or Reverend Red or any of those above. I'm good with that, man. Doing music, cowpunk and Americana or Gothic Americana or whatever I feel like it.
So how long has Reverend Red been around?
Ooh, since 2009.
Damn.
Actually. Yeah. It's been a while. It wasn't supposed to be anything serious whatsoever.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah. I had no intentions on playing music ever again. I really didn't. But Matthew. Matthew from the Colonies. When he had a band called Bar Noise. Like, will you play? Come open for us, and then maybe come play with us every once in a while. I'm like, all right, whatever, I guess. They twisted my arm enough, and then I started playing again.
Yeah.
No intentions, man. None.
So what you can answer that.
No, it's
What got you into music in the first place?
I don't know, man. It's kind of funny if you look back, and like my grandma has all these books on like what you're gonna be when you're a kid, and you fill it out when you're a kid. She still has them all, and basically they all just say musician. Yeah. Since like kindergarten. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Sarah didn't even have a guitar or anything until I was like 13 or something, but it is what it is.
What was your first guitar?
It was an Arbor Explorer that I got for free from my dad's friend at work, and he used to play blues on it in the 70s, I think, like late 70s. And was like, oh, you want to play? Like, here's a guitar. So okay, it's cool.
I've always liked Explorers.
Yeah,
I grew up fucking loving Metallica.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, when I got it, it was like the coolest guitar any of my friends had, and it was just some random piece of shit, really. But it had like a secret to it. Like it was kind of the joke. I sold it for like really cheap to a friend, and he sold it to another friend. But the idea was that every time someone would get that guitar, within like 6 months to a year, they'd get a new guitar. So everybody wanted to keep getting the guitar from whoever was going to sell it, and that was kind of the idea. It's like once you get a good guitar, you got to sell that one to someone who needs one. And then 6 months later, they'd get a new guitar and pass it on. I don't know where it ended up. No idea. But I hope if it's still around, I hope it's just still doing the same thing, though.
Yeah. My first guitar is that Takamine behind you, actually.
This one here?
Yeah.
Nice, man. You still play it a lot?
No. It doesn't sound great. It was like $100 guitar, one of those little starter ones. It was actually my brother's, and then I just kind of took it, and I was like, this is mine now, because he never really played it. And then the headstock broke, I don't know, a couple years ago, and Jeff glued it back together for me, and it plays better now than it did before.
Man.
The strings that are on it are probably 7 years old.
Make sound. We're still good. That's cool, man. That's cool. So what about you? What got you into playing, man?
Well, I always, some of my earliest memories are just listening to music with my dad.
Yeah.
George Thorogood and Queen, and the Top Gun soundtrack, he had it on a cassette that he just played till it stopped working.
Nice. Sounds like a song title right there, man.
Yeah. And when I was about, my grandma was in the choir at church.
Yeah.
And so she always had a guitar laying around, and I just kind of started picking it up, and it's like, I want to do this now.
Yeah.
Just kind of went from there. Yeah. So how was Europe?
Europe was pretty cool, man. I only did a handful of shows as long as I was there.
Yeah.
I only did a handful of shows. Basically, took the family with me this year, and so instead of trying to do like something major, I just kind of did a few music festivals and some smaller shows with some friends.
Yeah.
And that was good enough.
Right on.
I enjoy it, man. It's too cool out there.
Yeah.
Should go.
Eventually.
Okay. Bring the family.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where would you want to tour that you haven't toured before?
Shit, man. I want to make my way up into Canada. It's simple. It's I think an easy goal. That if I wanted to, I could do it next year. No problem. Assuming all band members could get into Canada, that'd be kind of cool. And then I hear people in Japan and like China are really into kind of what we're all doing these days.
Really?
Yeah. So that would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I've never been there, so it'd just be nice to go there.
Yeah.
Check it out. Eat some food.
Yeah.
And drink some beer.
Definitely.
Maybe in Japan, whiskey. Their whiskey's supposed to be really good.
Really?
That's what I've heard. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard it's supposed to be some of the best whiskey out there.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
Wow. It is. Got to try it one day.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part of touring?
Favorite part of touring?
Yeah.
I would love to say it was the music and the shows, but it's really not.
Right.
I think it's the friendships you develop there, because in the matter of like, a few hours of meeting people, they kind of open up to you. And I don't know if it's because you're their friend for like a one night stand type thing. You know what I mean? You're not like doing anything with them. It's just like, but they can unload. You don't have to worry about all your ugly parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard a comedian one time, I think, referred to something that's like, it's like not being able to see the granny panties in the underwear drawer. So they don't have to see our granny panties, so to speak. So you just meet some really great people, but then eventually those people just spill their guts to you, and then you know even sometimes more than their closest friends do.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of one of the cool things about it, more so than even just the music part.
Right.
You make such close, good friends in a matter of a really small amount of time.
Yeah.
That it's different.
Well, it's easy to open up to people that you may never see again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're they're not going to judge you or like a therapist, It's like they don't know you.
Yeah. And then and that's the thing, and then you see them again and again and again, and then eventually you're at their weddings and you're writing their kids songs for their birthdays and stuff like that, or when their kid's being born. It's true. It's happened, you know what I mean? So it's kind of neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many members, if you've kept track, have been in Reverend Red?
Oh, shit. Let's see here. First rendition of a true Reverend Red show was this dude named Jeff, who's a teacher actually at Quartz Hill High School. It's like a history teacher. Really cool dude. And my friend, who was my friend's little brother, named Edgar. And then there was Eric, Scotty, rest in peace, Josh, or Paige, or Jay, whichever you know him by.
Josh.
I don't know if that counts as three people, Josh, if you hear this. I don't know if you count as three people or just one. I don't know. And every once in a while I still play with him. We did last tour actually together, but then Then you had Mike Marquez, who's doing really cool shit lately, doing psychobilly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friend Matt Graham, who's been there forever. And then Servio. Jesus, I'm up to 8 people now. That's not including the 3 personalities of Josh himself. Shit, and then I've had people come out and play. Those are people I'd really consider were maybe band members, or at least got the thing started rolling. But then there was a Dale and Baby Huey, also known as Aaron. Billy was a really cool drummer, man. He hopped in the car with us when we Matt's last tour, or what was supposed to be his last tour with us, because he was already saying, listen, I'm going to go out, I'm going to finish off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had a family member pass like a night before.
Oh, shit.
So we left town without a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And then a friend from Vegas says, I know a guy. And so when we got to Vegas, he literally hopped in our van and then toured with us for a month, and then came and toured with me for a while after that too.
Right on.
That dude was awesome. His name's Billy. He's now a drum bot for the Knights for Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, so he does drums still, quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
And then Homeless Dave. Homeless Dave is awesome, man. And, we're already past 10 people. So
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a few others scattered through there who've been really cool.
Well, 10 people in almost 10 years isn't too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've got a whole new band coming out with me on this tour, so that should be good. We're still kind of figuring out all the details, but it's nice, man. It's nice. I don't mind it, as long as people want to do their parts and want to play, want to come out and make a little bit of money. It's not a lot. It's nothing fancy. It's a good way to know if this is the lifestyle you want.
Yeah.
Because you got to start somewhere. At least I'm already like step 1.5 in comparison to step 1. So
yeah,
it's fun.
So where are you going on this tour?
We are headed towards Colorado and Kansas City. Then heading down to through Texas and back home. It's only like a 17-day tour or something like that. Really short.
It's a lot shorter than the last one.
It's a lot shorter than most of them were. But I think that's all I'm going to be doing now. For the most part, if I'm going to take a band with me.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, and I would still like to bring out and do more of that. But, my kid is 16 years old, and once he graduates in a couple of years, man, I'll probably start doing like the 120, 150 dates a year again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a little while since I've done it, but I'd like to.
Does he play at all?
No. I tried.
Yeah, just wasn't interested.
He's just not really into it, man. He tried playing guitar a little bit, just was like, I am so not into this. And I understand it. It's kind of a weird instrument, a hard instrument to get used to. And then he tried piano. He liked piano initially, but I just don't think he really cared for the teacher. And I think it kind of drew the love of what it could have been out of him.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like, it's just not my thing. He loves music though.
Yeah.
Loves music, just does not want to play it.
Yeah.
So, man. How about your family? Are they gonna play?
I don't know. He's only 6.
Yeah.
I got him a drum kit for Christmas like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He'll kick around on it a little bit, but
it's
still
early to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems interested, but not that interested. He loves to sing though. He sings all the time.
Nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, he really just likes music. I was listening to Against Me the other day.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Dad, is this you?" I was like, "Well, no, but that's really flattering."
Yeah, right. Sure, why not?
They're like Donnie's favorite band, and he wants to cover one of their songs. So.
And Donnie was a member of the band.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Who are you taking on tour with you this time?
I know Jesse Davidson's going for sure on bass.
Nice.
He's a really good guy, and
I love Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, I really look forward to having him. We're in between a couple different choices for drummers right now. And then once everything's completely booked, we'll see if there's money in for a lead player, and if not, I don't know. Matthew from the Colonies is going to be with us. Maybe he'll jump in on doing some rhythm or some leads here and there. We'll see what happens.
Right on.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time he even touched an electric guitar was.
I don't know either, man. So maybe some rhythm on that acoustic or something, or maybe we'll do something fun.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll probably play some songs with him as well. Actually, I know we are going to.
For sure.
So he's going to get to have a full band sitting behind him for a bit.
I know he's been wanting to do that.
Yeah. Oh, we're excited too, because it's Matt. I mean, shit.
Everybody loves Matt.
Why not?
When we went on tour, he drove literally the entire time.
Yeah?
Yeah. We were like, we can drive, man. He's like, no, that's all right. I like driving.
Yeah. I used to be that way.
Yeah.
I used to. Last tour, I think drove an hour, 2 hours. That was it. I said, I'm sitting in the back finally, and no one just don't bother me. It was nice. It's a little different, but it was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, how did your guys' tour go? Like, I mean, I know a little bit about it, but like in general, are you guys going to do another one? Are you going to do another one?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do another one. It's just hard, getting the time off work, and then my kid's mom just moved to Oregon, so I'll have to figure out, where he's going to be.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. Then I'm getting married in May, so
yes,
kind of got to work around that too.
Yeah. Well, if you need a reverend, let me know.
Yeah. What have you been listening to?
Well, there's two answers to that. There's new music that I like Charlie Crockett is one I've been really listening to lately. Like quite a bit.
I think I just discovered him recently.
Some great music, man.
A couple months ago. I think BJ Barham posted something about him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
He's like a real pretty looking dude.
I don't know, man. I really don't know much about what he looks like. Let me see. He, tell you all I know is he can sing.
Yeah. It's nice. There's a lot more like soul being incorporated into like modern country music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's much more handsome than I am. It doesn't say much for him, but much more handsome than I am. I like that. I like that a lot, man. And this band called Isbell November, they're great. They're based, I think, out of Sweden or somewhere up there.
Yeah.
They're kind of different, total different style of music, by the way. And and since it's come out, the post-pop depression from Iggy Pop's just been on a regular, probably weekly play.
Yeah.
It's just such a good album. But then there's the part B to it. I'm booking now for a venue with music that I normally don't listen to. But I've had to listen to a lot of it, and so it's different because it's not that I'm really looking for the song that I like, because a lot of the songs, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of.
Right.
And it's not always about that, though. I mean, have you ever gone to a show and gone like, okay, I don't really care for the band, and then you're like, yeah, I'll probably see them again in concert. Yeah. I don't really give a shit about what the music was so much as it was they were really great performers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or they were just really kind people. Something that triggered you go, okay. So I've been listening to a lot of music that, again, is not my thing to listen to for pleasure as it is as business. Yeah. And trying to decipher on their videos from YouTube if I think they'll be a good fit for the venue I'm booking for. See how they do as a performer. And it's kind of interesting. It's almost as if I could put it on mute and see how they react on stage. Would I be cool with it? Yeah. And so that's how I've had to listen to some stuff lately. About 50% of what I've been listening to is that. Do you find that the things it's stuff you wouldn't normally listen to, but are you sort of getting used to it in a way that like you're starting to like it? I'm a real asshole, man. I'm an opinionated asshole for the most part. I mean, I'm really kind to people and everything, and I think that goes far enough. But I mean, I really don't care for most of the music still. It's just not my thing, man. And I don't know. It's understandable. Yeah, and I mean, I wrote a lot of 3-chord progressions and songs that don't even have a chorus or real hook or anything like that. And even for me, some of that stuff just gets too much,
Yeah.
So these people here are recording songs that are selling millions of dollars worth of records, and I can't even think about getting into them. It's kind of weird. I'm like, God, it's probably so much better than my stuff. What the fuck? And I still can't listen to it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I can't figure out why some of what sells.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it always.
Yeah.
Like things that are like poppy and catchy, I understand, but like most of what gets played on the radio, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's Bud Light, man.
Yeah.
It's Bud Light. I mean, we all drink some Bud Light or PBR or Coors, Lone Star, Rainier, all that good stuff. We drink that. I mean, it appeals to the masses. It's simple to take down.
Mm-hmm.
For your average listener, they don't really even listen to the music, man. They don't know the lyrics. They don't know the meaning behind it. It's just something they don't have to think about, and I don't blame them for that.
Yeah.
I don't blame anybody who's like, got to get in the back of my pickup truck with a red Solo cup and go shoot ducks, whatever the hell. It's fine. I get why they would want to hear it. It's just something they can throw on in their car and work sucked and then get away with just being like, it has a catchy beat and it's fun sounding or something along those lines. And why not try to get away from something if that's the case? And that's what the mainstream is, man. It's not about standing out or being super artistic or having like really meaningful lyrics. It's about the most direct thing. What can I connect with you on the most simple level? And there's a talent to that. There really is.
Yeah.
But, even though I went to Starbucks today, I'm not a big fan of their coffee, but it was a drive-through and the one on the boulevard was closed.
What the hell kind of a lid is that? I'm confused.
Oh, this is the new safe plastic lids that, we're not allowed to use straws coming up. So Starbucks came up with this lid. Actually, I know about this. And this lid uses 50% more plastic than their original lids and the straws. Because we banned the straws, or we're banning the straws.
California's dope.
Yeah. It's not like, hey, save on plastic in general.
Yeah.
Just, no, we don't want straws. Okay, well, fuck you. We got a new thing full of plastic.
Like, with these shopping bags?
Oh, dude.
Like, I don't, it's just more plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I reuse, like, the old shitty ones, too. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
It's weird. I mean, I understand that they want to say, listen, we want to start going towards more biodegradable stuff, and sometimes there's a higher cost associated with that,
right?
And I get that. Are we turning potential food that can go to homeless people though into plastics, or is it are we wasting valuable? Sometimes that corn and stuff that they turn into plastics and fuels aren't really even edible,
right?
But are we turning those potential crops for food into that, or are we just looking for another avenue of income for some senator or governor who has their hands in another pot? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, save the environment, I'm all for it, but like, let's not do it just to pat ourselves on the back,
right?
If we can figure that part out, I think we'll be all right. So plastic bags, man. Again, I'm not against getting rid of them, man. I just think that there's other ways around it, possibly.
Yeah.
Like, exactly what that would be, I don't know. It's not my job.
So, are you coming out with a new record soon? Eventually? You said something about going to Belgium to record?
Yeah. Actually, I was talking with my friends there today in Belgium, and I found a round trip flight for under $600, and I think they're going to help out with getting me out there, getting it paid for, and they're going to record an album with me out there. It's probably just an EP, so like hopefully 6 songs, 7 songs maybe, I don't know. Whatever we can get done in a week.
Yeah.
We've got a week to do it.
Okay.
So I'm going to play I did last year I went to Denver to just really help out friends while they were recording.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told them, listen, you're going to be in the studio all day. And these are the folks from Belgium. You're going to be in the studio all day. I'm really excited for you as friends because your dream was always to come to Denver to record the Denver sound, but you're a band from Belgium. And I just want to be there for you. So if I can run and get you guys coffee or beers or whatever the case is, go pick up pizzas and shit, I'm going to come out and do it. Well, they had me sing on a song or two, and they were recording a documentary, so I was interviewed for that. And so they're going to do the actual premiere September 15th, and then right after play a show, like a really badass, like 600-person venue. I think it's already almost sold out.
Nice.
And so I get to open that up, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the name of the band?
Everyone is Guilty.
Okay.
It's very good, man. The album should be, again, coming out as a release there, and on their U.S. record label.
Nice.
Yeah, Real Rider Records is going to do their release for them here.
That's awesome.
In the U.S. Yeah, we were kind of talking about it when I was there in June with them. And, like, it'd be kind of neat. It's a real dream of ours to do this stuff. And I said, well, how about I release your record, man?
Yeah.
Then you have, like, a real U.S. record label, and
right.
we'll try to get you some distribution out here for it. And they were excited, so...
Yeah.
Now we have an international release, too, man. It's pretty
That's
badass.
Awesome. Are they going to tour out here?
I don't know. They feel kind of weird because they're, again, a French-Belgian band. So they're based in Belgium, but they're the French-speaking Belgium, not the Flemish side. And they're basically, this album of Everyone is Guilty is a tribute to American musicians, but specifically the Denver sound of like alternative country and southern gothic Americana, whatever you want to say. And so they feel like almost like maybe they would be imposters, but it's like, no, dude, this is seriously great music. Yeah. Like, you really should share it with the world.
It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah. So maybe if they get some success in it, or maybe we get enough records sold for them here in the U.S., maybe we can pay the heavy visa fees and shit like that to the U.S. government. And by the way, I don't pay any visa fees to go over to Europe and play, by the way. But they have to pay, I think it's like $6,000 or $10,000 maybe to come over here to play.
Each, or just as
I think as a band.
Okay. That's a lot of fucking money.
It's too much money. I mean, especially since I can go over there for free. It's kind of like, we talk about trade deals. It's like, well, how about our entertainment trade, man? Like, don't fuck them over. Just, I understand you got to pay taxes at the end. Like, all my VAT tax stuff goes, and it's paid basically by whatever venue or music festival I'm working for. Yeah. So they pay for that,
Right.
We should do the same here.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they can come here and we can have more music and share worldly, globally challenged ideas or something. I don't know. But yeah, I hope they do. I hope they come here.
Yeah.
I would love to share that music with this country.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Maybe in the future.
Well, I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it, man. Yeah. That's cool.
Right.
It's really good musicianship too. Like, way better than I could dream of being. They're all really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the musicians I've surrounded myself with, they're all so much better than I am.
Yeah. That's how I feel all the time. Here's the deal, and you've probably seen this with your last tour. How long was it that you played before you went on tour? For your first tour?
14 years.
14 years. And same basically with me, not with Reverend Red, but before that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I really wanted to tour. And I realized at the time, I just never did.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have.
Yeah.
But I think it was just chicken shit. When it boils down to it, why we don't go out on tour is our own fears. And there's legitimate fears. There's paying our bills, having our children. We both have children. We both know how that feels to have to be away from them and stuff like that. It's hard. It's a very hard thing. We have bills to pay. We're grown-ass men and grown-ass adults. Mm-hmm. We have cars and houses and shit like that. So it's scary as fuck to go on tour. Especially when we don't have, like, again, radio airplay and things like that. No one gives a shit about us in most places. Yeah. Like, they don't even care. So why do it? And it's something you have to just come to terms with. There's so many better musicians in this valley, specifically even, that we know.
Yeah.
Who I would go, why the fuck aren't you going out and touring?
Yeah.
And if you want to do music, just fucking do it, or just stop.
Yeah.
I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's like internal being with me saying that. And it's not that I want them just to stop playing or something like that, but it's like, stop pretending if that's not the case, if you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're way more talented. They can go way further. They can get that radio airplay. I know multiple bands out here who should try at least.
Yeah.
And if you fail, fucking who cares?
Right.
Fail and at least tried. But damn it, just try. I would love to see what these talented people around us really go out and do it. And it's not that I'm not talented to a degree, or you or Matt or even these bands. They all have their own strengths and stuff like that. We're all talented people in some ways or another. But man, I'd love to see what these people can do if they would just stop submitting to fear and just do it.
Yep.
You can do it, my friends. You can do it. Even if you have to eat top ramen, and there's tricks. You eat hot dogs from gas stations, and there's certain gas stations that are good and certain ones that aren't. You'll learn it, and you learn to ask for free food, and you learn how to get it.
Yeah.
And eventually it just comes to you. Creature comforts, man. They go away.
Yeah.
But it's so much worth it. It's all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Should ask Cody Wolf about why we call them French fry on tour. All the food is crazy or something like that, and he would look for French fries because he knows in general those are safe. He's not a big foodie. He doesn't really care for much food. He likes a lot of vegetables and stuff like that. He's mainly a vegetarian. He wouldn't call himself a vegetarian by any means, but in general he just doesn't care for most meat. So you give up a lot, but it's worth it, because I think he would, with like Vultures of Vinyl. You guys need to go on tour if you listen to this.
Yep.
I would love to see you guys go on tour, and I know it's scary and I know it's rough, but just submit and try it for 2 weeks, and then come home and then figure out if you still want to be a band. And if you can do that, then maybe you'll go on tour again.
Those guys are so fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember when they first got together and they had Ethan in the band, and I really liked him. And as they've grown and Ethan left, and then the three of them really concentrated on what they were doing. Yeah. I was just like, good Lord, like, do something, because you really can, and it's unique, and it's different, and it's just solid music, man. Yeah. They've come so far on playing together and being a band. And as much as Cody didn't like his Creature Comforts on tour playing bass with me, he held out on his own, dude, like left and right. Said, listen, I'm not a big fan of like the food. I'm not a big fan of having to sleep in the van, and I'm uncomfortable, and it's fucking hot, and it's this. But I made a commitment, and I love doing music in general, so I'm going to see this through. Yeah. And that's all you got to do. If you can do that part of it, then it's worth it. You can do it. Yeah. And it's not like he made a shit ton of money out there or anything. It's just he held his own. He did what he had to do, and he made it through, and he wasn't a complete dick to people or anything.
Was that his first tour?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long first tour.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And now we just, again, I think if he got out there with those guys, I think he would just kill it, man. He really would. I know that they would. They got to give it some time.
Yeah. Donnie told me, I think it was the first time he went out with you.
Yeah.
In this shitty van, the AC didn't work. And
dude.
It was summer, and the radiator was overheating and shit.
Yeah, I bought a conversion van on Lancaster Boulevard for $780. Put a battery in it, cleaned it, changed oil and all that stuff. Redid the brakes. The brakes need to be redone. And I'd taken it to the beach and stuff like that a couple times to make sure she ran all right.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to a convention in Washington, D.C. for an old career that I used to have. Mm-hmm. And I flew into Las Vegas and met the band there.
Yeah.
We couldn't run the AC. It's not that it didn't work. We couldn't run it because we had to run the heater the whole time.
Right.
Because of the fact that it was overheating the entire trip. And we were going through a heat wave, and not one day was under triple digits. It was about 110 almost the whole time. And so when people complain like, oh man, there's AC went out, I'm like, hydrate, man. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It was.
That sounds fucking miserable, though.
It was, but we had such a good time with it. We really did. We really kind of laughed at ourselves and had a good time. And we flushed our radiator at some random Walmart parking lot with like a bunch of bottles of distilled water and radiator fluid and a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, probably killed a bunch of animals or something. I'm sorry to say it, but we had nowhere else to do it. And we were pretty much broke because at the time we were just, each tour wasn't making money. It was just paying for itself at that time.
Right, yeah.
Like we ate and we drank and we slept for free.
Right.
Whether sleeping in a van or a hotel or somebody's garage or something like that, it is what it is, but we lived for a certain amount of time for free, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's not what I look for nowadays, but you know, it's been some time and I'm older and made more contacts and done more, and paid some dues, you know, still paying them, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, you just figure out how to make it work, man.
Yeah.
And that $780 van, best damn tour vehicle I ever owned, I swear it. Because that thing took us across the country multiple times for months at a time. And I eventually sold it because I bought a bus. And that person who bought it lives like one block over from me, and he still drives it every day.
Nice.
Yeah, so it still runs, and it's a kick-ass van, dude. I kind of wish I never sold it. I wish I would have just like fixed up the little things I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
And just kept it. But you live and learn.
Yeah.
The bus sucked. I would never do that again. And then
too much maintenance on it.
We took it on one trip. That's it.
Yeah.
AC blew. I probably spent about $2,500 trying to fix it because again we were in a semi heat wave, and the guys were just so pissed about not having air, and they were just complaining every day. And I know it was rough, but it was like it's not even as bad as that tour we just talked about.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad at all, but I guess that's kind of one of those things you want to choose to do that or you choose not to do it.
Yeah.
And they didn't really like it, so I mean, I tried to fix it, couldn't fix it, kept blowing. Pay like $1,000 or $1,200, and then get down the road. 3 hours later, and the compressor would blow again.
Yeah.
Or the line would blow, or something, and it just was nonstop. And we had taken a drummer out with us who was a local drummer, who I'm sure most people know who it is, but I won't say his name. He's a prick. Fuck you for stealing our alcohol and leaving on first week of tour like a pussy. No, pussy's much stronger. But really, he jumped the van in his first hour of driving it. Like
Jesus
literally
Christ.
Just was driving like a bat out of hell, not paying attention, and twisted the frame on the van even. It made it the rest of the tour because that was like our first night of tour. And so he destroyed my van, but my bus.
Yeah.
And we had leaks coming out through the side because of how it twisted the frame, and all of a sudden you had air leaks coming up from underneath.
Yeah.
So if you sat in the back of the van, you were probably going to die from carbon monoxide poisoning or something. But yeah.
That guy sounds like a dick.
Yeah, he is. I think he also might have beat his girlfriend or something more recently, so fuck him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm glad he doesn't play locally with his band anymore. I liked his band, though. I liked all the other people in his band.
Yeah.
But fuck him.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. I can probably figure it out later, but...
Yeah. It's pretty easy. Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite venue that was... You were like a favorite like shitty dive or whatever?
In the zone? Or out there in the world?
Out in the world.
Shit, man.
Like that one place you always have to go to.
It used to be the Lion's Lair. I mean, and I think that's more of a romantic thing. It smells horrible. Flooring probably hasn't been updated since the 70s, and it's broke.
In Denver?
It is. It's in Denver.
Okay.
A friend of mine used to book there. And it's a cool place, man. It's really neat. But there's something, you can only play one place so many times, really.
Yeah.
So that used to be one of them. There's a place called the Westport Saloon, which is bitchin'. I haven't played there in some time. We used to play there a lot. There was a confusion with one of the old bookers there. He's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. And so actually we'll be back there soon on this tour. And then there's a place called the Double Wide in Minnesota, who I love the people there.
Yeah.
They come out, this whole city, like it's a smaller city,
mm-hmm.
and it's like kind of a twin city, so it's got a Elko and Newmarket. The two cities are kind of just combined.
Right.
The owner there, his name's Josh, and the dude is just an amazing person. Him and his wife, they put us up when we come through, and we hang out. Mm-hmm. It's one of those people I'd probably just go out just to visit if I can make my time to get out there.
Yeah. Whether
or not I'm going to play a show. And I would sit at their place. It's literally in a double wide trailer. And it is so cool, man. It is so cool. There's a lot of places, and it just depends on which city I'm in, man.
Yeah.
It really does. The Mill in South Carolina, North Charleston or South Charleston, whatever the hell it's called. It's Charleston, but it's got to be fancy.
Yeah.
The staff there is incredible. It's a straight up dive. There's some pool tables on one side, and it doesn't really have a bad smell to it, but they do serve some really good food for you too, and they treat you really well. They pay you nice. It's nothing like write home about, but they'll give you what a just amount of money and keep you on the road and keep you fed.
Yeah.
And then locally, shit, man, the Britishers cool. I mean, it's not without its issues, and I think everybody knows what those issues are as far as, depending on when you're there, depending on who's there. The other night when we played together...
It was a great show.
There was a great show, but unfortunately on the other side of the bar there was a few people there who probably, they didn't mess with anybody and nobody messed with them, but, at the same time, could create some issues.
Yeah.
Carlos does a good job there as far as trying to just keep people through the door. And it's a place for live venues. It's a place that I like to do to try new songs out. That's what I like going there for. I like to just, when I don't want to play any of my songs and I want to write really horrible songs, and what I mean by horrible are like really vulgar songs, I'll go play them one night and not say that I'm going to do it. I'll just do it.
Right.
And just to hang out with friends as they're trying new songs. And
Carlos
is always trying to book bands for... Like, if I have a request for somebody to come through, I would say 90% of the time he can get them in.
Yeah.
And that's bitching, man.
Yeah.
And it's not going to pay your bills all the time, but if, if you're looking for a show and you're looking for a crowd if there's a crowd there that night, they'll come and they'll be kind and probably buy some merch and buy you a beer, and that's not a bad place to do it. It used to be the Moose Lodge was cool, and we don't have that anymore, and Anna's tried to get something going, and that didn't work. But the Britisher at least stays going. I know there's people, again, they won't go there, and it's unfortunate for them because they lose out on a lot of good bands. And I'm about music rather than the politics of it.
Right. Yeah.
I really don't care about the politics. Everybody fucks up at one point or another, or does somebody dirty, or whether they did or they didn't. It's not really up to me, man. Or as long as we can keep trying to work together and build something more than us, I'm good with that.
And we gotta allow people to grow, and people fuck up,
Yeah, dude, they do. Sometimes they fuck up big, but it just depends what comes out of that. And sometimes they don't fuck up at all, but it feels like they might have.
Yeah.
It just depends. Depends on which situations, and there's a lot of different situations. I'm sure even with the drummer that I'm not a big fan of, there's maybe a different situation in there that I'm not willing to see.
Yeah.
And I do know that, and I do that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to be nice. I'm not gonna be super mean. I've said hello to the person and all that, but we pretty much just avoid each other when we do see each other.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I would go see his band still.
Mm-hmm.
His band's not playing anymore, but when they were, I still went to go see him. So.
Yeah. So what's the best cheeseburger you've ever had?
Shit. Just a cheeseburger?
Yes.
Classic?
It can be any kind of cheeseburger.
Oh, fuck, man. Well, okay.
Because my favorite, there's nothing normal about it.
No.
It's this place in Arvada, Colorado, outside of Denver.
Yeah.
It's called, it was either Billy's Tavern or Billy's Inn or something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And
it's in the old part of Arvada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was called the Skippy, the cheeseburger.
Nice.
It had candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, mayonnaise, and peanut butter, and that was it.
That's bitchin', dude.
And it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah. I think I might have had that burger. You know, I used to live down the street from there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I lived off of Wadsworth and I-70, which is Arvada, like heart of Arvada. And so I used to go there fairly often to all the different places around there and eat. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had that burger.
It had the one, I don't know if there was at least one wall that was just floor to ceiling hot sauce bottles.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I think I would remember that. Again, I also have terrible memory, so. That sounds good, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, two-part, because everything's a two-part with me. Making things more complicated than I need to.
That's all right.
Favorite classic cheeseburger. Just simple, what you think of as a cheeseburger. It's honestly In-N-Out.
Yeah.
It's just grilled onions. It's a
Completely
basic
agree.
thing. Now, and if I'm not looking for a classic burger, and I'm not always in the mood for just that.
Yeah.
I mean, I live right down the street from the damn In-N-Out. I can smell it from my house sometimes, and I'm like, God, that smells disgusting. Or some days I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta go sit through the drive-thru.
For half an hour.
Yeah, for half an hour. Actually, I went there the other day because I drove by and I saw there was only like 4 people in line, and I just like, oh, time to go.
I went
Hungry
there.
anyways, time to go.
Tried to go there Thursday night last week, and because we picked up a friend of Claire's from the airport in fucking LAX and drove back up here, and then we were driving home, and I was like, let's go to In-N-Out and turn on the 20th, and the line is literally just I was like, that's not happening.
No.
So I ended up going the next day. Yeah. It was like 10:15. I was like, they open at 10:30. I'm just gonna go get in line. And I got there like 10:20, and they were already like serving people. And I didn't wait at all. It was awesome.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta go at certain times. There's weird times to get a burger.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
If you want to go with a fast food burger that's really delicious, but not a classic cheeseburger, you gotta go to Whataburger, man.
I've never been to one.
Oh, dude, Whataburger's awesome for fast food burger that's not a classic cheeseburger.
Yeah.
If you just get their classic cheeseburger, it's like, In-N-Out's better. But if you want to go with, like, they have this, I forget, it was some type of melt, Monterey melt or something like that. And it was just like a nice, juicy fucking burger, man. And, like, they're huge. On tour, they'll fill you up for most of the day. So, like, you can get out of there for $5-6. I think most of them give military discount. I'm a vet, so I always try to take advantage of that on the road, to be honest. And sometimes they'll give it to the whole band too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is really neat. And they're like, we don't have to do that. And it's like, well, sometimes I'm paying the bill, so it kind of works out, you know, because they're not trying to take advantage. Let's make that clear. I don't want everybody thinking that's the case. Zombie Burger's badass out of Des Moines. That's a really cool place. Shit. Offhand, though, I can't think of this place up in Milwaukee, and I just can't think of the name of it. That was great, and you get cheese curds like crazy, and that was good.
Yeah.
As long as they'll make your burger medium rare, for the most part, I'm cool, man. Like, I like meat. I don't want to just burn it, or waste it, or ruin it.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to sell it medium rare, usually it's decent quality.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard, man. But Zombie Burger's cool, because I got a friend who works there, too, so that works.
Right on.
I'll just go with that one. That's my cop-out. That's my cop-out. Donnie loves that shit, though.
Yeah.
Donnie loves that.
Sweet, man. Well, you want to plug your social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Facebook, The Reverend Red. You can look up therevred.com. That's a page I don't ever update, so it's probably worthless. And then, Instagram and all that shit, you'll find me at either The Reverend Red or Reverend Red Band or Reverend Red, The Rev, I don't know, whatever. You get the point. I'm Reverend Red. And then if you want to look at the other band that I've got working out, that's Colt Nouveau. And that's a different band altogether. It's a completely different band. It's a lot of fun.
What kind of music is it?
I don't know.
All right.
Hipster music, maybe.
Are you playing guitar or just singing?
Singing and playing guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. It's whatever we want it to be. We have no real intentions of trying to have to be something.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of write and have a blast. We have a song that sounds like a 50s song that Shannon and the Clams would play, but then we have a song that sounds like something the National would play, and then we have a song that sounds like something that Woven Hand would play. So it kind of goes all over and just shows a little bit of each person in the band and who we are, and it's a lot of fucking fun, man. And again, I don't worry about it. They don't worry about it, so I think it makes it a little easier. It's enjoyable for me.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I can dance to it.
You're such a dancer too.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you, brother.